Alright, welcome guys to another Blender live stream. Oh, not Blender live stream, I mean a Visual Studio Code live stream. And today, we're gonna be continuing what we did last time, wherein we tried to make a movie review page on my website. Because, as you can see, we've already made like a customized button for a new web page for my website, which is only found if I go to my sorry, hold on. I noticed that my Firefox window here is shrunk down on OBS, but if I were to just freaking enlarge this for just a second, I've created like a freaking oh, wrong button. I've created a media review page on my website. If you go to my blogging section here, And if I were to press media review here, you can see that I've already made like a little bit of a an anime review page. I must say, well, not really an anime review page, but a review of an anime that I've watched during Christmas break. And I want to fill this page up with more reviews, not only on just anime, but also shows and movies I've been watching lately. And speaking of movies, I'm planning, me and my family are planning to watch Sonic Free in cinemas sometime around next week. And I'm pretty excited for that because I've heard that it's a pretty good movie, and Keanu Reeves is playing as Shadow, which is freaking awesome. And I've been watching a lot of Sonic dubs in YouTube, particularly ones made by Snapcube, and it really made me laugh. Especially her dub of Sonic Adventure 2, wherein I think one of the guys that she voice cast that was in their voice call tried to dub Eggman, trying to freaking announce to the people that, hey, Shadow's dick is much smaller than he is and much frailer. It's a really it's really funny dub if you haven't seen it yet, guys. But anyway, we're gonna be filling this up with a bunch of reviews for some movies I haven't put in here yet, but I have watched on my off time. And while we're at it, yeah, we're gonna make some reviews, and of course we're also gonna be looking at some websites, because this is of course a Visual Studio Code live stream. So as always, per tradition, we're going to be looking at some indie web pages for this stream, but I think I'm going to look at one because I want to actually jump into making some web pages, or at least reviews for my website here. So let's just jump into it. So let's make it maybe quick. Let's maybe type in a keyword here like movie and press surprise me just to see what kind of website I'll stumble upon. If you guys are just tuning in onto the stream, this is like a tradition for me. We're gonna look at some indie websites because since I'm already like participating in the NeoCities craze of making websites under NeoCities, I figured it might be, you know, a little bit of a good thing for me to just experience what it's like to visit the indie web, aka people who are just like making websites on their own little damp basement or attic in, I don't know, in Western America, and kind of see how they sort of work around the limitations of, you know, of not so large server storage and not much knowledge on code to make a website like mine, wherein we have like all of this shit that's happening using only just basic HTML and CSS. So I just want to see how other people work around the limitations of not being part of a major conglomerate like Google or Facebook in making a website. And here is just one of the I guess the websites that we've stumbled across here, and it's called Isle of Tortuga, a website that Wibby just gave to me, which is, by the way, if you guys don't know what Wibby is, it's just a search engine that specializes in giving you some websites made by people in the indie web, I think, but I think it's more so a web engine, a search engine dedicated to finding websites that are made in the early 2000s / late 90s, I think, which I think that's like the climax of indie websites, of the indie web movement, if we're going to lay it down in the timeline. So Where the heck are we right now? Not all men seek rest and peace. Some are born with the spirit of the storm in their blood, restless harbingers of violence and bloodshed, knowing no other path. Source quote, description of the three companions from The Stalker of the Sands, The Savage Sword of Conan the Barbarian, Volume 1, number 54. Well, I have not heard of this book that this site is trying to quote, but I think I've heard of this of this place before, in probably like the most insane sources. Because one day I think one day YouTube recommended to me a song from Lonely Island, which it's a band that I think came out during the early or late 2000s. And in one of the songs, I think it was called Jack Sparrow. It was one of the most bizarre songs I've ever listened to, because it's just a bunch of people trying to come up with a catchy song that may fit any song that you may find in the top Billboard 100 during that time of people clubbing. But this guest appearance singer starts singing about the most random shit about Jack Sparrow, which I surprisingly haven't really watched yet. Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I watched a little bit of The Black Pearl and the fourth movie, but I was so young at that time that I can't really remember anything about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. So yeah. If you guys haven't heard of Jack Sparrow by Lonely Island, I suggest you go check it out if you want some random ass humor. I think I prefer more so what was it, Da Vinci Notebook. If I were to listen to a song, a funny band, a comedic band or song, I think I would listen to Enormous Penis by the Da Vinci Notebook, or how do I say this? Or any of Tom Cardy's. Is his name called Tom Cardy? Like the TikTok guy, the guy that uploads the vertical resolution videos on YouTube. Tom Cardy. He makes a bunch of funny songs on YouTube. Just you guys go check out. He made like a song called Artificial Intelligence, which ironically doesn't feature any backing vocals or instruments made using AI. But it's a very funny song about this AI trying to cope with the fact that the only way that he can become human is to sort of have, I don't know, like a fascination with the male genitalia or something. Like that's really part of being a human, I guess, surprisingly. Or I guess not really surprisingly, because you know we do sometimes talk about our dicks as men. It's sort of funny how this robot is trying to cope with the fact that he doesn't know what's like to compare penis sizes, when in fact as a robot he doesn't have any genitalia to compare with. And there was this funny line where he starts to wonder if the technological equivalent to a penis is just a GPU or something, which is funny. But anyway, like I'm going off track. We haven't talked about the Isle of Tortuga here. So the URL is zrobbery.nl, which I guess is from the Netherlands, I think. What even is this? I don't really know what this is. Okay, let's look at pirate joke here, which is this link right here. Wait, are you guys seeing my cursor? I'm noticing. Okay, cool. You guys are seeing my cursor. Okay. All right, make me laugh. Website. An able-bodied seaman meets a pirate in a bar, and they take turns recounting their adventures at sea. Noting the pirate's peg leg, hook, and eye pouch, the seaman asks, "So, how did you end up with a peg leg?" The pirate replies. Sorry guys, I just had to burp there. The pirate replies, "We was caught in the monster storm of the Cape, and giant waves swept me overboard. Just as they were pulling me out, a school of sharks appeared, and one of them bit me leg off." "Blimey," said the seaman. "What about the hook?" "Ah," mused the pirate. "We were bored in our trader ship, pistols blasting and swords swinging, this way and that. In the fracas, me hand got chopped off." "Zounds," remarked the seaman. I didn't know that's even an onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, you know, like the thing that use that you know, like words that try to mimic sounds. I didn't know that that's even a, you know, an onomatopoeia thing that you'd exclaim. "Zounds," remarked the seaman, "and how come ye buy the eye patch?" "A seagull dropping fell into me eye," answered the pirate. "You lost your eye to a seagull dropping?" the sailor asked incredulously. "Well," said the pirate, "it was me first day with the hook." Huh? Where's the punchline? I don't see. Hold on, let me just read this one more time. "Enabled by seaman meets the pirate in the bar, and they take turns recounting the lies. And the pirate's peg leg, hook, and eye patch." Seaman asks, "How did you end up with a peg leg?" "He was caught in the monster storm off the Cape, and giant waves swept me overboard. Just they were pulling me out. A school of sharks appeared, and one of them bit my leg off." Okay, that's I guess that's a normal reply. "Blimey," said the seaman. "How about the hook?" "We're board in a trader ship, pistol blasting, sword swinging, this way and that. And the fracas, me hand got chopped off." "Down, how can you get my eye patch? A seagull dropped and fell into me eye." "Lost your eye to a seagull dropping?" "Well, it was me first day with the hook." I guess, man, I don't get these freaking old-timey jokes. Is he trying to say they tried to wave off a seagull, but he accidentally poked his eye with a hook during one day? I mean, that's funny and all, but I don't know, it's kind of lacking a little bit of a punchline there. Alright, let's go back to the homepage. Where else can we go here? Privateers and pirates? You know, when I really think about it, when it comes to writing, I would think that writing a pirate story would be like the most hardest thing to do as a writer, because the thing about pirates is that they are, I mean, historically, I guess they are, really bad people. So, you know, because they're like the people that, you know, loot stuff and all that shit. And it's kind of, I guess if you think about it, it's really kind of hard to make them good protagonists in a way. if you're going to write like a pirate story. And plus with I don't know, I guess with pirate stories, it kind of, I don't know, I would say it's like a little bit boring having to sail like the 7 seas and not like do shit. And that's just me speaking from like hindsight, I guess, like me just thinking about how I would approach a pirate story and shit like that. But that doesn't dismiss the fact that pirates are still awesome historically, I guess. Even though they're historically known to be really bad bandits back in the day, I guess. What's this freaking site about? Let me look at the introduction. Piracy has occurred throughout the ages ever since the first ships were invented. In the ancient Mediterranean area, piracy was often linked with commerce via the sea. Many countries was trying to gain control of trade routes, and attacking the competition that was en route by sea was common practice. The Phoenicians, Greeks, Romans, as well as the Carthaginians appear to have been engaged in commerce and piracy in their time. So I guess, I mean, if you're really, if you really think about what a pirate is, you might think of maybe Jack Sparrow and maybe something like Blackbeard when you think of what a pirate is, but I guess I know if you really think about it, there is still pirates lurking up to this day. You know, like I heard like somewhere in the eastern side of Africa, there's like still people trying to loot trade ships going around that area, as well as I guess also in Western Africa, I guess, and also I think also even in Southeast Asia, there's also some pirates roaming around. It's just that they're no longer like carrying these vast ships and cannons in their arsenal. Like these people are now in the modern times when they are like sailing via these large cargo ships, and you know they're not now wearing those little pirate hats that you would think came from like the 1700s. I know they're dressed up as, you know, proper seamen. Do I how do I say that without sounding sussy? But yeah, yeah, I guess pirates still do exist today, yeah, and even before the time of, I know, the era of Blackbeard. Several centuries after the collapse of the Roman Empire, the piratical raids of the Vikings or Northmen had made quite an impression. They were sea traders who traveled south from Scandinavia via the Hebrides and Shetland Islands to the coasts of Western Europe and beyond. They regularly attacked monasteries and poorly defended villages. Sometimes they even settled in ports off the coasts. In the south, the Moors were active along the coast of North Africa. A common source of pirates were the many crews of naval vessels that were disbanded in the end of the European wars during the Renaissance and immediately after the Renaissance. Okay, I think this is where the ideal picture of ideal, I guess, image of the pirates come into play. Another common source of pirates were the privateers. Privateers were ships that were privately owned and were commissioned by the government to make reprisals to gain reparation for specified offenses in time of peace, or to prey upon the enemy in time of space. So these are like mercenaries, I guess. Yeah, I guess based on this description, they're saying that pirates were originally like mercenaries for the government at that time. The officers and crew of such a privateer would keep a large part of all the money from the captured vessels. When a privateer was less successful, the temptation to become a pirate and attack every ship in sight, regardless of what notion, was often great. Ah, here we go. So that's usually how. Dang, good to know that nothing really has changed. The fact that the only thing that will turn someone from becoming a pirate is just a very small salary. All it takes to become a pirate is just a very small a very small salary from your boss, and you're all sailing the seven seas, looting all these treasures and shit. Also, when the war is over and privateers continue their attacks on enemy ships without commission, they are sometimes dubbed pirates. During the 16th century, Spain was at war with England and the Dutch Republic. And the Dutch Republic was trying to gain freedom. Spanish galleons that carried the treasures from Mexico through the Caribbean to Spain were often the great target of privateers. They are not much different from privateers in the Caribbean at the time. The Caribbean Sea and the European nations prevented the latter from exerting much control over the privateers. So the result of the weakening rule of the Turkish rule over the Barbary Straits. Virtually ceased in the 19th and century for a number of reasons. The increase in size of merchant vessels, naval patrolling. Yeah, I guess when you think about, yeah, I think I've heard from somewhere that the reason why pirates no longer exist, even like the modern pirate, wherein you know, people loot cargo ships that are passing in present time. The reason why we don't really see that much pirates is because now I think we now have like the foreign we now have like foreign vessels guarding these trade routes that sort of help get rid of these pirates from sea. So yeah, like the seven seas are now much more populated with people guarding the area, which means that pirates no longer have the power that they have as much as before. So Yeah, so I guess my pirates don't really exist anymore. Anyway, this is a very cool site. There's a song page which I won't get into because of freaking copyright, fear of copyright strikes. Ooh, modern day piracy. Let's see what this is all about. Dang, you guys are expecting like some sort of media review, but instead we're looking at a brief history of the pirate instead. Anyway, what's taking this so long? Should I... Okay, I guess modern day piracy is not working here. Awards? What's awards? Dang, this site won awards? The Tristan Gold Award, the 2000, the Aloha Award, the Jules Award, Wolf Design Gold Award. Are these real awards back in the day, or is this just a shitpost page? Oh look, a little funny pirate. Anyway, as for what I would say about the site itself, I kinda like the fact that the entire background is just a kind of, what's it called? It kind of looks like my like the eggshell roofs that you guys sometimes see whenever you look at some old building and stuff. Like I kid you not, this kind of looks like something that you would see if you were to stare up into a ceiling of an old room. Like I think this sort of reminds me of my college classrooms in a way, because you know my university is like 100 years old by now, and seeing this sort of pattern in the ceiling is most likely bound to happen. Also good to see that this, even though this site is a very informative site, there's still some very wacky stuff to find here, like an award. Like an award page, a gif of a pirate, and also this funny bird in the side here. I don't even know what else to say here. What else to find here? Dang. Is this the... Oh yeah, no, this is 2002. Yeah, I guess Wibby did recommend to me a very old site. Dang, 2002? It was just a year old by this time. How long has this been? I guess it's only been for this... Oh no, the very first update was in January of 2001. 4th of January. Wow, that's the exact date I made this channel. I mean, I didn't make it in 2001, but I definitely made my YouTube channel in the 4th of January of 2016. Anyway, pretty nice. Nice to see that this site is still here up to now, even though its last update was 28th of September of 2002, I guess. Anyway, pretty cool site indeed. So anyway, since we're now done looking at an example of an indie website, I guess it's now time for me to make a media review page. I'm not sure how to do this though, because I can like just do the... I can just like shrink this down as usual and have this, I don't know, like have a Visual Studio Code be the entirety of my background. I don't know if that would be fun for you guys, especially when this is a movie review session. That's weird. I'll just maybe I'll make this just be a tad bit bigger. Make a message. No, not this message. Nah, yeah. Just I guess that's gonna be it. Okay, so now that we're done reviewing some indie websites, we'll go ahead now and make a. I'll probably format this media review page first. Let me see. I think I need to change up my style sheet here. Width. Can I make it 600? Okay. Let's see. That didn't change anything. Can I? Okay, hold on. 800. That didn't change anything either. Okay. Alright, I might need to shrink down. $780. There we go. Okay. Alright, so now we gotta finish this review here of Macking. By the way, our first review here is gonna be on an anime that I started reviewing on our last stream. What did I write here, by the way? I forgot. I found about this show after watching Giguk, and I didn't start watching it until I randomly stumbled across this show on Netflix. After watching all 12 episodes, I began to realize how much I am now so used to the tropes in school and harem anime that even a show that points out its flaws is also getting tiring for me. For those who haven't watched it, the premise is that the MC meets a bunch of girls who are part of their own little harems who pretty much lost their own respective battle to win a guy that they're trying to date. And the MC is in charge of getting these girls to move on from their past loved ones during the show. Frick, I noticed while I'm reading this entire review that I've pretty much forgot the names of the characters in the show, which makes you think, oh, is it a bad show? Well, no, it's not a bad show. It's just that this is I guess a me problem wherein I really don't really remember people's names in general, which I guess is a very bad habit for me. Like, even in real life, I would sometimes forget people's names. like when I tried to, cause this week was like the start of my new semester, so I was like meeting some new classmates and also some old ones from my last semester in college. And at first I thought that I was getting entirely new classmates for this semester, but then like a couple of guys came up to me and said, yo Morgan, what's up? You remember me? I was with you during our class in oral pathology. And I'm like, what? Who the hell are you? who the frick are you? Like I cannot. I looked at their face and I cannot remember like who the frick they are, and I felt so bad because they remember me but I don't remember them, and it's like, damn, I'm really a horrible person for not remembering these people, because they probably would have maybe helped me in one of my group projects during that time, I think. That's not to say that I don't remember every person I meet. Like, I know that I know that I don't know why, but I struggle to remember you know, I'll not talk about it. I feel like I'll get cancelled for it. But anyway, what did I write here? So, okay, it's in charge of getting these girls to move on from their past loved ones from the show. I think okay, so I think I was going for a very negative review for this one. So there was too much talking. The show can get really cheesy, wherein, okay, now that I think about it, I don't really think Makin is that bad of a show. It's just that I guess I got too used to the genre of harem in anime. Which I guess, TLDR, I guess this is just not my type of show, I guess. Or at least the type of show where I would find something profound to say about it. Cheesy, wherein you get the usual I'm struggling to put my thoughts into words here. I think that the show can get really cheesy, wherein you can get the usual conversations between two people. We're good. That try to say something profound about loved ones, about love and relationships. But then you think about it for a bit. And you are like, wait, that is common sense. Or, wait, that's bullshit. Am I saying it right? I may have like a very trash opinion about this show. But basically, I guess I kind of hate the trope wherein you get into a conversation between two characters in the show and they start to be all philosophical and stuff about what relationships are all about. Like, I guess I'm getting tired of that trope. Like, it's like it's as if like the writers of the show is trying to find any way for their viewers to think that, hey, this is a very smart show. But then I started to think about like the conversations that they had between the two, between like the MC and this, I guess especially this red little girl that happened during the show, and I'm like, you know, I don't think you should be doing that or saying that right now. But then again, I guess I can forgive them for saying some stuff that doesn't really sit right with me, because in the end, this is technically a school anime wherein the people involved are not really developed enough to be to know what to say at the right time. So I think I don't know. I guess I can give that a pass. Like, Even a show that points out its flaws is also time for me. It's the reason why I think I'm now reconsidering my negative opinion in Makin is because I've also watched just recently another school anime called Masamune Kun's Revenge, and that one was much of a harder watch for me than Makin. Because Makin at least is a very feel-good show, but with Masamune Kun, it had like a tsundere in it, and I think it's like the first time in a long time since I've watched an anime with a tsundere in it, and it really made me think, dang, I really hate, I guess, I really need to think about what I'll say. I really hate women that that try to be a little bit violent against the main protagonists, I guess, or very hard to read. Is that a controversial opinion? Like, I'm talking about tsunderes here, guys. It's not like like the common trope we're in, because like the main love interest of that show of Masamune Kun was this blue-haired girl, and it was really hard to really like the main love interest, because she was very horrible to the people that she meets. Like, she would like write, she would like call people these call these people that she meets up with these horrible names in front of a large crowd. But not only did I have a problem with the who is it, like, I'm forgetting like the name of the blue-haired girl. I also had a problem with the MC as well. The main protagonist for Masamune Kun, Masabe, I think that's his name, right? Because the thing about Masabe is the thing I hate about Masabe is that he has this goal of trying to get revenge for this girl that she had in the past, but then he starts doing some stuff that feel like it should be an action that only a person that actually likes the blue-haired girl would do. Because there was this scene in the final 12 episodes of the final 2 episodes of the first season, wherein they are having a competition between 2 classes, wherein they try to see who can be the best Snow White, who can perform the best Snow White play between the 2 classes. And you know, the person that he's trying to get revenge for was in the other class, and in a surprise twist of events, the person who was supposed to play the prince in their Snow White play that didn't come, like the other class that isn't from the MC, had a problem wherein the person who was going to play the prince was not there for the play. And I thought that this could be like the most opportunistic time for him to finally get some sort of revenge by not by just letting things roll out as it is. But then he actually starts helping the other class by having him be the prince that will star in their play. And I'm like, dude, what the crap are you doing? What the crap are you doing right now? This ain't worth your time. It's so frustrating to see to see this guy try to, because I think what he's trying to do is so what this MC is trying to do was to try and his main goal is to dump this girl after having her fall in love with him. But you know, there's like other ways to get revenge, right? Plus, oh my god, I also remembered that there was this freaking scene in Masamune-kun wherein he finally met a girl that finally actually loved him for the way he is, and the way he treats freaking treats this freaking girl was so freaking, oh my god, I was like pulling my hair out. Dude, what the fuck are you doing? This man, someone needs to get this man a freaking fact checker, because this guy is so hell-bent on getting revenge that he can never really enjoy what the little things in life that comes his way. Because there was like this brunette that came into the show, and it's like, hey, this girl is making it really obvious that she really likes this guy. But then but as soon as, you know, the facade of them trying to see if they like him or if he likes her is, you know, it's all off. She just rejects her because she's just so hell-bent in trying to get this girl that he's trying to get revenge for to like him in order to dump her right away. It's such a hard watch, man. I don't know why I'm carrying through this show, even though it's such a hard watch this first season. Anyway, that's I'm talking too much about Masamune-kun that I forgot to talk about Makin. Anyway, so finally about the show after watching this bullshit. But in the end, I really like the feel good vibes of this show. I might have really scared. I might have scared a bunch of my viewers. If you're not like a anime fan, don't worry. We'll get into some movies and shows from other parts of the world once I'm done writing this review. I really like the feel good vibes of the show. Nice to see a blue-haired girl get the love she deserves for once, and the main protagonist actually does shit. Does feel like a competent character. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. What I also like about Makin is that what I find interesting about Makin also is that the main character does feel like it feels like the main protagonist actually does develop throughout the show, because in the first episode the main character was just like your typical guy that sits in the back row of the class near the window and shit like that. Who doesn't have any other interest other than to drink tap water. Which I think is a very funny, that's like the most funniest thing for me, the fact that that this character was so bland that his only notable trait is that he knows the best tap water in the school. But as the show goes on, the main character actually does develop into a more competent person, because by the end he's now like the president of the literature club in the school. I think it's pretty nice, the fact that this character actually does have some, you know, like he has this fight in him, I guess, to improve as a person. Which I find pretty cool. Okay, let me just save my review here. How the show after going to Gigok? Or wait, that's bullshit. But in the end, I really like the feel-good vibe of the show, and it's nice to see a fully haired girl get this anime. I guess this show really reminded me of my age. High school. High school drama is way beyond understanding now as a guy in the mid-20s. Yeah, I guess I can now confidently say that I'm no longer the demographic for these types of shows. But I did find a show that I think you guys may like if you are into these sorts of shows that are feel good, but you know, sort of down to earth, I guess. These slice of life anime. Well, not really slice of life anime, but you know, just slice of life in general. I recently watched this K-drama called Extraordinary Attorney Woo, and that show really gave me the same vibes as watching a high school anime, but this time for like a more older audience, I'd say. Like if you guys just want something that feels like your age, if you want to watch something that feels like an aged up version of a high school anime, I would say you go just watch a K-drama, I guess, wherein it's a bunch of people that's a little bit older than your usual high school anime cast. Because with a show like Extraordinary Attorney Woo, there's still, you know, some romance and shit, but you know, you get a little bit more interested because it's now like in a very new setting that's not that's not school. Like I think the school trope really freaking is now I'm just so used to the school setting that I would rather want to watch something else if it's a slice of life anime. Have these characters, you know, like go on a vacation or have a freaking 9-to-5 job or something. Have the setting be an office or something, or because the school setting is, I think people are now scraping the barrel in terms of what people can do in a classroom or in a gym or in a I don't know, in a cafeteria or something. Anyway, I don't think this is a good enough review of Makin. Found out about the show after watching Gigok, and I didn't start watching it until I randomly cheesy, wherein you get the usual conversation between two people that try to say something profound about love and relationships, but then think about it for a bit and grow, get the love that she deserves for once, and the main protagonist usually does feel like a competent character. I guess this show really reminded me of my age and how I was beyond my understanding. Okay, I think this is a very good enough review. Let me quickly just save my shit here in Visual Studio Code, and let's go ahead and make a new row. I guess we can go ahead and do it here. Wait. Control C. Control V. Okay, so alright, what's the next show we'll, or at least what's the next media will we, what's the next media will we be reviewing? Alright, let's look online. I can't remember what I watched on Netflix. Guess we can talk about RRR right now. Yeah, we can talk about RRR. Sure, why not? Okay. It can be a good poster for this one. Here we go. Alright, we're now reviewing a Bollywood film. Is it like a larger poster for this? Here we go. Copy image. Or no, copy image URL. Image link. We'll do it here. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me see. This is work. Yep, there we go. Okay. So next thing we got here is RRR. Okay. Alright, so what do I think about RRR? If you guys want to get into Bollywood movies, like movies made in India, I suggest you get into RRR because this is one of the best dang movies I've ever watched. Let me just quickly write a review for this. If you wanna get into Bollywood movies, this is the show that not the show, the movie that you must watch. Everything about it, from the action to the story to the characters, so damn entertaining to see on screen. So what do I think about RRR? What is RRR for people who haven't watched this show, this movie? Well, think of it as like a, I guess, what can I compare this to? Like, I think of it as like an Indiana. Is it an Indiana? Compared to Indiana Jones? Think of it as an Indiana Jones movie mixed with some aspects of Kung Fu Hustle, mixed with a slight tinge of your typical musical movie. Oh, not really a typical movie, like kind of like, I don't know. It's like a good, because there was this dance sequence in RR, which, surprise, is in the movie. In a movie about these two hunks battling it out against the British Empire. And it was so dang catchy that I still freaking rewatch it on YouTube to this day. So let me see. By the way, it's my okay. My feature mouse moving at least. Damn entertaining to see on screen. Rom and Beam is the best duo. Portrays bro on bro. Friendship that I've only seen in anime. For a good bro and bro friendship that I've only seen in anime. Yeah, this freaking I freaking you know, when I think of what's the ideal male friendship, I would think of Ram and Beam from RRR. Like their freaking chemistry is unmatched. Because not only are these guys like so freaking overpowered in this movie, they're also, you know, they also have like a very good I guess a good they really like connect with each other in this film. And in a way that's actually really touching, I guess. Like I don't know how to say it, but it's like it's just so they're really good characters, I must say. Like Ram and Beam in this movie, oh my god, they're freaking great. Must watch everything about, and I've only seen an anime and the dance sequence. Oh my god, the dance sequence of Natu. I think, am I spelling this right? Natu. And the dance sequence of Natu was not necessary, but it was enjoyable. So fun and enjoyable. This this movie is just sex, guys. If you want to have sex without having to experience it on your own, just go watch RRR. It's so entertaining. It's just so entertaining. It's not like a it's not a kind of movie when you like cry over like a scene or something. I mean, I guess I did cry in some. My mom did cry in one scene in this film, but you know, it's just a very fun and exciting film to watch. Ramen Beam portrays a good bro and bro friendship that I've only seen in anime, and the dance sequence of Natu was not necessary, but was so fun and enjoyable that I think it did deserve an Oscar for that. It can also get batshit insane, like that scene wherein they start riding a horse and a motorcycle on top of a bridge to save a child. Or that one scene wherein Beam brings out the entire animal kingdom to storm the British Is it the British? Is it the British embassy? I can't remember what the frick they stormed into. I'll just call it the British embassy for this review, I guess. Beam start. If you want. I'm looking at this review and I don't really think I'm giving this film justice for just how dang good it is. My mom even loved this film, and she is not even a person that likes action and I guess a little bit of gore in the movies, in her movies. What else can I see? Because I think what my mom loved about the movie was just the characters, especially Ramen Beam. Ramen Beam just has a very good, are just very good characters in themselves. And mom even loved the film, and she's not even the person who likes action porn in her movies. What I find most deep here in this movie is in their take of what it was like to be an Indian during the time of shit. Come on, dang it, freaking autocorrect the Visual Studio Code. Time of the British occupancy, wherein it is shown that not even the soldiers are willing to spend to shoot a bullet to them because they think it would be a waste of resources to shoot at the natives. First heard of this, I thought, damn, this cuts so deep. But also establishes how vile colonization can get. Overall, RRR can be fun, but also speaks ill about the truth. Their country's past history without having it feel boring. I am giving this a strong recommendation. Alright, there we go. Save. Alright. Let me quickly go to here for this. Go to OBS. And I want to show you guys what I've made so far. So over here I made my review of RRR. If you want to get into Bollywood movies, this is the movie that you must watch. Everything about it, from the action to the story to the characters, is so damn entertaining to see on screen. Ram and Beam portrays a good bro and bro friendship that I've only seen in anime, and the dance sequence of Natu Natu was not necessary but was so fun and enjoyable that I think it did deserve an Oscar for that. It can get batshit insane, like that scene where they start riding a horse and a motorcycle on top of a bridge to save a child, or that one scene wherein Beam brings out the entire animal kingdom to storm the British embassy. My mom even loved this film, and she's not even a person who likes action and gore in her movies. What I find most sincere in this movie is in their take of what it was like to be an Indian during the time of the British occupancy, when it is shown that not even the soldiers are willing to shoot a bullet to them because they think it would be a waste of resources to shoot at the natives. I think I should get rid of that slash over there. When I first started this, I thought, damn, this cuts so deep, but also it really establishes how vile colonization can get. Overall, RR can be fun, but also speaks a little about the truth of their country's past history without having it feel boring. I'm giving this a strong recommendation. Okay, so, I think that really speaks a lot about my opinion of this. I think I failed to mention here that it can also get a bit lighthearted as well. It really makes you think. I think based on my own review here alone, it makes you think that this is just another, like India's Schindler's List. But really, it can also be fun. It's a very fun and exciting film. It's just that what I remember most about the film is really those very serious moments wherein it really shines light about India's past with the British. Which I find very interesting. So, if you guys are into your serious shit, I recommend RRR. But if you also like some very high octane action, I also recommend you watch RRR. It's a very fun. You can also get it very funny as well with Natu Natu. It's just a movie for everyone, I guess. If I really think about it. Let me just quickly I wanna freaking highlight this one last sentence here. Okay. There we go. Why is it not highlighting it for me? ESL2. Oh, I need to quickly make a font family for this one. Control C, Control V, Control S. Okay. Alright, so now that we got that review sorted out, I'm gonna quickly shrink down my screen here. We'll go back to media review, and I'm just gonna copy and paste this entire row. There we go. What else? What else can we review? I do want to put Schindler's List here now that I've mentioned it. But I already put like 2 banger movies here. I already put a banger movie here, and I want to sort of diversify this with some movies that I think is meh or horrible. What can I put here? I do want to talk about what's that called? Earwig and the Witch, because I think that was a horrible animated movie I watched. But that's like it's like an anime technically, and I already have an anime here with Maki. What else? What else can I watch? Can I review? I mean, I did watch Klaus though, but that's another banger movie. Ah, shit. Maybe we could talk about 1917. 1917 was pretty good. I don't want to just put bangers here because 1917 is also a banger. Sure, why not? I'll just freaking include 1917. I'm gonna copy the image link here. Maybe after this we can review another anime. Control V. Control S. Okay, this should. Okay. So now we're gonna review 1917. There we go. 1917. Okay. How can I start out this review? I think Schindler's List peaked for me when it comes to war movies. Actually, do I think is Schindler's List even a war movie? I mean, technically it is, but it's like it doesn't really show any war in it. Technically, it mostly shows you a bunch of what's like to live in Germany or at that time. Yeah, I'm considering Schindler's List a war movie. Comes to war movies. However, 1917 is still an interesting watch for me because of the way it portrayed its story. While it was set in a time that I have not heard of, what I liked about this movie is that it was shot one long one long shot with barely any cuts in between. To show the passage of time, characters, for example, would just enter a house and it would move, and the camera. No, fun fact, I once thought this was made by Christopher Nolan, but I was surprised to see that this was not made by Christopher Nolan. It was made by someone named Shawn Mendes, which I would say it's a very interesting thing about this movie also. I want to see more about more of Shawn Mendes' films if this is the kind of quality that his movies are about. In Passage of Time, for example, characters would just enter a house, and the camera would start to pan to the other side of the house, wherein you see the guys exit to find themselves in a crowded area. With an almost empty surrounding, and the camera would pan to the other side of the house where you see the guys exit find themselves in a crowded area. No cuts, no breaks. No cuts, no breaks. Just a constant flow from start to finish. There was, to my knowledge, one cut wherein the main character falls down a flight of stairs and faints. But other than that, I find it very fascinating how everything moved so smoothly without any major work to be done in the editing room. Because I mean, not only is this like an artsy film for me, 1917. Because you might be thinking, oh, okay, so this is all shot in one take, without any cuts. Is that really all there is to 1917? And I'm like, no, I don't think 1917 is just that. Like, I think that really helps. Like that one decision to make everything be one long shot for the entirety of the film really sort of made this a very easy watch for me. Because I think what I noticed when there's like too many cuts in like a few in like a few seconds at a time. And the problem with doing that is that it sort of gets you disoriented sometimes when it comes to the story, when you sort of set up your film like that. But with 1917, because everything was just one long shot, it never feels like you're lost in terms of what the plot is trying to tell you. And I think that I kind of admire the movie for that. Granted, it's a very let's say very. I guess in terms of war movies, this does feel like it has a very simpler plot. But but I don't think that really deters me from liking 1917. Just the fact that it's just one long shot from start to finish really really elevates this movie for me. So I'm gonna freaking finish this review now. Your work to be done in the editing room. Movie contributes film it is very simple. Has a very simple plot for a war movie. But that makes it so makes it less of a for me in terms someone who is not knowledgeable about this part of world history. Alright, let me quickly look at the... I think Schindler's List peaks for me when it comes to war movies. However, 1917 is still an interesting watch for me because of the way it portrayed the story. While it was set in a time that I have not heard of, what I like about this movie is that it was one long shot with barely any cuts in between. To show the passage of time, for example, characters would just enter a house with an almost empty surrounding, and the camera would pan on to the other side of the house. For example, characters would just enter a house with an almost empty surrounding, and the camera would then pan to the other side of the house, where you see the guys exit to find themselves in a crowded area. Okay. This leads creative ways the camera would portray makes it less of a headache for me in terms of that is not to say that there is not any tense scenes, tense moments here. Just from the beginning, they walk through dead man's land. Enemy territory was so captivating to see, and the following scene wherein they find out that the Germans abandoned their side of the land is still a great surprise twist. Anyway, that's what I think about 1917. Pretty good film. Not as good as RRR, but still, I like 1917. Just for its little technical things that they do to keep the film as entertaining as it is. We got 1917, RRR, Makin. we got two war movies here and just a slice of life anime down over here. I find it pretty funny. Okay, let's switch up the tone and let's review an animated show next. Here's probably one that you guys may have heard of before. Samurai Jack. This is a Cartoon Network show released in 2001. I think that was a really old show. Really, that place, year when I was born, I guess. And I've stumbled upon this show not through my watchings of Cartoon Network, but through just through a trailer that YouTube recommended it to me about Samurai Jack season 5. I was it came the trailer for season 5 of the show came to me back in 2017, I think. And when I first saw the trailer, I was like, damn, this is from a show that came out in 2001. I need to watch the show now. And gotta say though, I really like Samurai Jack season 5. Can't really say if I really like the first 4 seasons of the show, because it is your standard it is your standard Cartoon Network show wherein it's episodic. There's not really that much episodic storytelling to it. It's like for every episode you get like a self-contained story to it, which I think I'm not really a fan of, but But wait, I need to put these spots into words first. Let me quickly just make a new row for this. Control C, Control V, Samurai Jack. And I'm gonna copy the image link here. Wait. Okay. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it works. All right. Get rid of this B. It's bold. Here. Okay. This show came up to me when I was scrolling through YouTube. And the algorithm recommended to me its season 5 trailer on Adult Swim. Surprisingly enough, we don't have Adult Swim in our country, in my country. So I had to watch it through other means, wink wink. And gotta say though, it was really hard to watch this through these said other means, because every time I load up the video player, it would show me a bunch of ads that I didn't wanna get into. So damn, they really need to put Adult Swim has to make its way to Asia at some point, because I mean, come on, like I heard Adult Swim airs anime, and you know, we are the people. I'm in the continent that produces the anime. Why don't we not have Adult Swim? Okay, so this channel came up to me when I was scrolling for YouTube, and algorithm recommended to me its season 5 trailer for Adult Swim. Seeing how badass it was, I gave the first 4 seasons a binge watch. Binge watch. Give the first season. It was a struggle at first. Getting used to the self-contained story format. For the first few story format for this early era of Samurai Jack, but I did enjoy the way they portray their action sequences. Okay, just to give you guys an example of how good the animation is for Samurai Jack. There was this one fight scene between Jack and this ninja that's dressed all in black. And the way that the show portrays how strong this character is by having him be completely blended into their surroundings whenever he's in a dark area of a room or something. And because it's animation, the way this whole room was designed is through black and white. And whenever the black ninja was to stand in a black or in a dark area of the room, he would be like completely camouflaged into said room. So the way Samurai Jack tries to defeat this person is by having himself be dressed all in white. And you know, because this is also again, I have to remind you guys that this is animation as well. Because this animation, because he's all dressed in white, that pretty much means that whenever he stands in a light portion of the room, he also blends into the surroundings, because the way the environment is colored is so that light areas are drenched completely in white, while the black areas are completely black. And the way that they try to fight is by trying to take advantage of their environment, by trying to, well, for Samurai Jack, for Jack himself, he has to move towards the lighter areas of the environment, while the ninja was to move towards the dark areas of the environment. And I kind of like the way that this fight scene turned out, because this is only a scene that can only work in the medium of animation. If you guys haven't seen this fight scene yet, I suggest you go watch. I think the episode was called Jack versus the Black Ninja, I think. It's so cool seeing how the artists for the show try to use colors and, I guess, composition to create this fight scene that can only work in the medium of animation, because of the way that they use simple colors to portray the action happening on screen. And also it gets really tense as well, because throughout the duration of the fight, the sun was also going down, meaning that the light coming into the room was also like getting less and less, to a point that if Jack doesn't do anything quickly enough, he would not have any light areas left to use to his advantage to make sure that the enemy wasn't aware of where his position was, which I think is pretty cool to see. Also, I have to also remind myself that this show didn't really have any dialogue at all. Like, this show really depends on the animation for everything to work. There was barely any voice lines from the actor. In fact, the voice actor for Jack commented in like one behind the scenes video that voice acting as Jack was the easiest thing in the world, because Jack barely speaks throughout the entirety of the show. Like, I guess the only time that he really speaks a decent enough time was during season 5, wherein, of course, this now they finally introduced like an episodic storyline throughout the season. But other than that, season 4 just has it's just like are all just self-contained stories for each episode. Anyway, I did enjoy what they portray. One fight that sticks out was between him and a black ninja that was between him and a black blend to dark surrounding combat said foe. Jack dresses all in white so that he can completely hide himself in light surroundings. This leads to a well executed fight wherein the animators play with white and black colors to both frame and portray each action between the combatants. Whew. Did I forget to mention that Samurai Jack, in my opinion, really influenced the way I shot some animations for this channel. Like, I think the Ben 10 animation, the scenes wherein I freaking render out scenes that are only like half, that only contain like half the screen. Those are like, I guess, those are sort of inspired by Samurai Jack in a way. Like the whole comic book laying out of each scene, wherein you get like you sort of show one panel of a scene, then you show another panel just below it. Like this, it's sort of inspired by the show in a way, Samurai Jack. Hey, we light my cars to build frame and portray each action. Also, little bits information that carry out throughout the episodes, like his meeting with a Scottish here's occasionally all the way up to season 5. However, show only starts taking its plot seriously in the final season, or in out of some miracle. Looking back at it, I think Samurai Jack has like the most interesting evolution in terms of the way they portray its story, because starting off, Samurai Jack was just a kid show that portrays very light action that, you know, doesn't have any gore or shit like that to its storytelling. But then in the final season, which by the way, like, freaking released like, what was the last season, 2004, like almost like more than 10 years after season 4's finale. Season 5 was released because I think back then they sort of canceled the show on season 4, and the creator Genndy Tartakovsky never really got back into it until until around like 2017, when he finally teamed up with Adult Swim to make Samurai Jack season 5. And in season 5, because this is Adult Swim that he's working with, they pretty much amped up the tone of the show, because at around like I think episode 3 of not episode 3 or episode 2, like episode 2 I think, they finally decided to show this very gory scene to the screen, wherein Jack actually snapped a teenage girl's neck to a point that blood started spilling out of her neck. Which, if you are watching this from start to finish, from season 1 to season 5, that was like a major tonal shift from, oh my god, we're just cutting through robots and shit, to freaking just freaking snapping a woman's head in half. That was a freaking surprise for me. Wherein of some miracle, the show started become more mature by showing us little bits, giving us a lot of blood in their scenes. Also change the format of the show to have some episodic storytelling. I'm trying to think, do I really like the episodic storytelling of season 5? Because as I was watching the show, season 5, from episodes 1 to I guess 7, and maybe 9. I know 9 is the finale, right? Yeah, episodes 1 to 7 was all bangers. They were all great episodes to watch, from all the way up to episode 7, when Jack finally gets the sword. Because because at some point between season 4 and 5 he lost the sword for some reason, which I think was a little bit ham-fisted into the plot there. But either way, the episodes 1 to 7 of season 5 are all bangers. But then episode 8 and 9, I don't know why. Episode 8 and 9, I don't like that much. And 10 as well. I don't like episode 8, 9, and 10. Especially episode 8. Episode 8 was episode 8 did have that, did try to at least be more mature, but in the wrong ways that a show has to be more mature. Because it's pretty much just episode 8 was just an allegory for sex, I think. Which I don't think fits the tone that Samurai Jack was trying to portray from the early part of the show. And episode 9 and 10 feels like something that's ripped out of a season 4 script. Because it felt like because the way episode 8 and 9 tried to end the show was by trying to bring back these little bits of information / lore from the previous seasons of Samurai Jack, which it's kind of fun to see where these other characters end up in the show, but like the final season was like building up so much hype during the first 7 episodes that it didn't really feel like it needed to revisit these said sections of the story. And also I don't think the time travel ending to Samurai Jack was necessary. Like, I think it would have been better if Jack somehow defeated present Aku instead of defeating past Aku. Just because it's like it doesn't feel like it's because it's like trying to say, hey, this world that you've experienced from the entirety of the show, that world is gone. Say hello to boring old good future where everything is fine and all, but also the characters that you've learned to love are no longer exist. So that's why I'm not really a fan of the storytelling in season 5, but the first 7 episodes of the season, really good. I just wish that the finale was much better, in my opinion. Which I think that they fixed via the game version, because I know like Adult Swim released a Samurai Jack game somewhere after season 5 was released. The season finale of season 5 was released. Alright, let me just quickly write which I find fine at first, but then find great for the first 7 episodes. But then episode 8 came around. I think I've heard from somewhere that to most people the season 5 dropped in quality after the 3rd episode, or I think the 4th. not the third. The third. Yeah, people say that the quality of season 5 dropped right after episode 3, but I think the momentum still carried up until episode 7, and then episode 8 came out, and it completely destroyed the tone that it had going for in the first episode of the season. Episode 8 came around and felt like a mix between your generic 2000s Cartoon Network show and the Adult Swim producers, and felt like a mix between your generic 2000 Cartoon Network show and the Adult Swim producers wishing there to be a makeout scene. Weird. Fits. Program block. Okay, let me quickly look at this. Okay, I was doing when I was scrolling through YouTube, an algorithm recommended to me its season 5 trailer of Adult Swim. Seeing how bad it was, I gave the first 4 seasons a binge watch. I struggled first, getting used to the self-contained story format for this early era of Samurai Jack. I did enjoy the way they portrayed their action sequences. One fight that sticks out was between him and the Black Ninja. It came completely blend to dark surroundings. The combat set foe, Jack presses on white so that he can. And also little bits of information carried out throughout the episodes, like this meeting with a Scottish lad that appears occasionally all the way up to season 5. However, the show only starts to take its plot seriously in the final season, wherein out of some miracle the show started to become more mature, but showing much a lot of blood in their scenes. They changed the format of the show to have some episodic storytelling, which I find great for the first episode, but an episode came around and it felt like a mix between your generic Cartoon Network show and Adult Swim producers wishing for there to be. I spelled there wrong. A makeout scene because it's weird and fits the program block. Felt there was a way for Jack to defeat present Aku instead of moving to the time portal to defeat past Aku and erase had our characters. This show is definitely the definition of enjoy the journey, not the destination. And while I like its ending, a show had incredible journey. Of the best action sequences for a kids show. Alright, there we go. That's my review of Samurai Jack 1917. Okay, what can we review now? We reviewed an animated show, an anime, 2 war movies, one that takes itself seriously and one that's a little bit more lighthearted, but still a good war movie, I guess. A Civil War movie, maybe the best way to describe RRR. I don't want to forget it. I'm tempted to review Schindler's List, but there's already like 2 war movies here, and I want to fill this up with maybe some more animated shit. Let's go ahead and review. Shit. It makes me wonder, what did I put in my list here again? Because I made a best off and worst off stuff I've consumed before. 12 Angry Men, The House. Oh, I can make a review of The House maybe. The Recruits Must Die, Gorillas, Plastic Beach. I'm tempted to review games as well. I think I want to review a game. Oh, this ain't the right. Here we go. I want to review Donkey Kong Country 2. Because I've recently replayed it during my off time at school. This one. Okay. Alright guys, I kid you not. I've been playing the Game Boy Advance version of Donkey Kong Country 2. Which I know it's like not the correct way to be consuming this game, but I gotta say though, I don't really mind the downgrade in terms of the quality of the game, because compared to the SNES, people say it has a much better graphics. But the Game Boy Advance version not only has a downgrade in the graphics, it also has more content compared to the original Donkey Kong Country 2. And I think I'm gonna write my thoughts here in a little bit. So let's hop back into Studio Code, and I'm gonna write down my review of this game in just a little bit. Copy image, no. Copy image link. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little stuffy nose here today. That's not. Where's my Donkey Kong Country 2? Okay. Oh my god, it's not loading in. Forget, I might have to Okay, maybe this could work. Let's see. Copy image link. There we go. Okay, so this game, let me change the title here. Country 2 Diddy's Conquest. I played all Donkey Kong Country games, and I gotta say, not all Donkey Kong Country games, but all classic made by Rare, because I know there's like there's Donkey Kong Country Returns and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which I haven't played yet. And they're both released on the Wii and the Wii U respectively. I haven't played yet. But if you guys don't want my opinion on the entire Donkey Kong Country series, in terms of the ones made by Rare, yeah, they're pretty good, I gotta say. Country 2 is my favorite. And Country 3 is the one I dislike the most. Not to say that's a bad game, it's just that I think the level design of Country 3 is subpar when compared to Country 1 and 2. And the one I like the most is this game. It is just a great collect. Fun level design. That can make you to learn how to speedrun. Slime Climb to me is the one I replayed most, just for how fast you can go if you know where to go. There is also some great nice addition to the gameplay. Just for how the player use her abilities to glide through levels. I think Country 2 is the one that really feels most like a collectathon out of the three. Because Country 2 I pretty much plays straight in terms of how linear it can get. I mean, sure, there's some bonus levels in there as well, but it never really feels like the collectathon aspect of Country 1 was that memorable. And Country 3 I think is just, I feel like Country 3 feels like it's adding too much stuff in its gameplay for the sake of it without making it really much of a fun collectathon at all. Like, don't get me wrong, Country 3 is still a good game, but it's just it's kind of hard collecting stuff in Country 3 just because of how, I don't know, I guess by Country 3 I sort of got too tired of the Donkey Kong Country format of collecting stuff, that it does feel like a repetitive task by the time you get into Country 3. But Country 2 just has this sweet spot between making levels fun and also making it be a fun collectathon as well, if you're really into 100%ing a game. I don't know what else to say about this one platformer. I played the GBA version. Well, it doesn't have the same high quality graphics as the SNES version. It did give me more stuff to collect, like the photos and the feathers. There are also a lot of mini games, though their quality differs for each one. Donkey Kong's quizzes. If you have already played all throughout. The game. Who's the other Kong again? Like the surfer dude? What's his name again? Fuck. I wanna know who are the Kong family members again. Donkey Kong family members. Where is it? Where's the guy? I forgot where's the guy. Funky Kong, yeah, Funky Kong. I'm gonna quickly. Yeah, Funky Kong. I get how cool he is in the modern games. The Funky Kong in Donkey Kong Country 2 gave you these mini games that really suck ass because they're pretty much just helicopter levels. And the helicopter levels, they're not very fun to play just because of how slow it can get, and also how infuriating the controls are when you're trying to navigate this gyrocopter through these narrow maze-like levels. So yeah, not a big fan of Funky Kong's gyrocopter levels. Man, because can get yes. And although I gotta say though, the who's it? Not Ramby, like the ostrich and Frankie Kong's espresso race. Mini games. Mini games. By far, because how it really fits with the speed-like gameplay of the game. The gameplay of the game. Yeah, I want more fast races in my Donkey Kong Country 2, and not, you know, not these sort of gyrocopter levels from Funky Kong or the quizzes from Swanky Kong. Did I forget to mention that Donkey Kong Country 2 is a platformer? I think if you guys are, you know, are not as old as me, you're probably wondering, well, what the fuck is Donkey Kong Country 2? It's a platformer published by Nintendo back in the day. It only come into my attention when I'm watching some Nintendo videos on YouTube, and I saw some people mention Donkey Kong Country 2, so I'm like, hey, this has some good quality graphics compared to the other SNES games. I want to try this out. So I somehow got a copy of the GBA version of this, and I thought, wow, this is very fun. It is a very fun game, Donkey Kong Country 2. It's like compared to Mario, like a Mario game wherein it feels like you have to like pause sometimes to get through a level in Mario. Something about Donkey Kong Country 2, or even like the entire Donkey Kong Country series in general, something about this series really makes you want to go fast for some reason, because of how the layout of the levels are structured. It really makes you wanna speed through these levels. And I don't know why. This Game Maker, I don't know. Go watch Game Maker's Toolkit if you want to know more about what the frick is the psychology behind Donkey Kong Country as a game series. But it's really fun, and there's really, once you get to play Donkey Kong Country, any Donkey Kong Country game, you sort of understand why it is sort of different from your typical Mario platformer. overall, I like this game, but you to play all of these said minigame in order collect all the hero tokens. Being anyway, the fact that this game really makes you want to complete it 100%, even if it makes me want. I am not a completionist myself. Really speaks to the quality of this game. So yeah, I think have I ever mentioned this on stream? So I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I've actually 100%ed the entirety of Donkey Kong Country 2. Or I guess to say, I've actually 102% Donkey Kong Country 2, because I noticed that once you've actually completed the entire collectathon aspect of the game, when you go back to your save file, it would say that you've completed the game 102% for some reason. But yeah, this game was pretty fun to complete, in my opinion. Even if there's some cases wherein wherein it really bores you with all the mini games and shit, it never feels like you are being you're doing something that is repetitive or something. Like every time you try to collect something, it always feels very fun and exciting to find like a secret level or a bonus barrel as you're running through these stages. You know, pretty fun stuff with these conquests. Anyway, the show came up to me when I was scrolling through YouTube, and the algorithm recommended me. This is not my review. Control S. I played all classic Donkey Kong Country games made by Rare, and the one I like the most is this game. It is just a collectathon with so many fun level design. It can force you to learn how fun level design. Level design is that it can. Let me just fix my grammatical errors here. Where'd you learn how to speedrun? Slime Climb to me is the one I play the most, just for how fast it can go if you know where to go. Dixie's also a nice addition to the gameplay, just for how the player can use her abilities to glide through levels. I played the GBA version. While it doesn't have the same high quality graphics as now, they give me more stuff to collect, like the photos and the feathers. There are also a lot of mini games, though their quality differs for each one. Some consequences are mediocre if you already played all throughout the game. Hong Kong's gyrocopter levels are bad because most of the Hong Kong special game I thought this really fits with the speedy gameplay. I really hate how it requires you to play all these set mini games in order to collect all the, but the fact that this game really makes me want to complete it 100%, even if I'm not completing it itself, really speaks to the quality of this game. Okay. So yeah, this is pretty much my review of Donkey Kong Country 2. What else can we talk about? So we reviewed a game, a Western animated series, 2 war movies, and an anime. I kind of want to review another Western animated series, but I'm struggling to remember any I've watched recently. What did I review? Let's talk about. I do remember watching Pluto, that anime that came out in 2022, but I don't think I've remembered all of what happened in the show to merit a review of it. Wait, did I include a Fire Emblem Awakening? Fire Emblem. Sure, why don't we review Fire Emblem Awakening? Because that's also a banger game I struggle to forget. Let's review Fire Emblem Awakening. I guess this could work. Control C. Huh? Where's my... Oh, god damn it. Is there another... It is another error thing that's happening right here. Let me quickly change the source code here. Control S. Oh no, oh no. Come on. Okay, why is this here? I'm noticing that there's this. Okay, let's do this one more time. Control C, Control V, Control S. Okay, now there's 2 Donkey Kong Country reviews here. I'm gonna go back to my Google Images here. Copy image link. I'm gonna get rid of this. Control V. Okay, that doesn't work. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this. Ah, shit. Create a new tab here. The image link. Control V, Control S. It should work. Yeah, there we go. Fire Emblem Awakening. What can I say about Fire Emblem Awakening? It's a okay. Okay, this is like I think this is like the best way I can describe Fire Emblem Awakening. How can I describe this game? It is a dating simulator disguised as a tactical. Well, what genre is Fire Emblem as a series? I know it's an RPG, but you know there's like different types of RPG to consider when you're trying to categorize Fire Emblem as a game franchise. I'm gonna describe this game. It's a dating simulator disguised as a tactical RPG. Played this right after Fire Emblem for the GBA, and I never took advantage of the how do we say this, the pairing of the marriage system until this game we're in, and actually made it obvious how far into their relationship here. Pairings. How far is the relationship? Because of this, the story and characters are the best I've seen in this series in this series so far. And Lucina, especially Lucina's backstory. Robin is also a compelling main protagonist. I'm writing this review as if this is a movie, but in fact it's actually a game. If you guys are unaware of what Fire Emblem Awakening is, but if you guys have played Fire Emblem, you can agree with me when I say that the characters are, I have to say, the best the series has to offer so far in terms of the 3DS lineup of games. I haven't played Tree Houses yet, but Awakening, my god, they have freaking S tier characters right then and there. Aside from maybe a few, I don't know, a few questionable designs from some characters in the game, Awakening just has the best characters, I must say. I don't know if it's the best story. I would even go so far as to say it has the best story, in my opinion. But people can also disagree with that, and say that, hey, maybe you should look at Fire Emblem. What's the one for the GameCube again? Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem GameCube. Path of Radiance. Yeah, people say Path of Radiance has the best story. But I haven't really played it yet, and I want to get into it because people say it has the better story when compared to Fire Emblem Awakening, which I still think is peak storytelling. But people say that Fire Emblem Path of Radiance has a more mature story to it, like while Awakening focuses on the relationship aspect of the war. Path of Radiance, I think, deals more onto the war aspect of Fire Emblem, which I think is very interesting. It's just that I just haven't gotten into it yet to to merit a review of it. So for now, let's just review Awakening. FE mains. Because and Crom feel more like a threat. When you consider the fact that this is supposed to be the final game in the franchise. So, if you guys are not aware of the Fire Emblem production lore, this was supposed to be the final game in the series because I think this is like the 13th game to be released in the franchise. The series wasn't really selling well when you really look at all the games pre-Awakening. I guess the only success that they had before Awakening was with Fire Emblem GBA. But it really took a while for them to really hit their stride. And it was only through Awakening that they finally figured out what they had to do. And and what they had to do was to lower down the difficulty by giving players the ability to go easy mode, and also to make the dating side, not really dating, but the marriage aspect of the story much more appealing, much more obvious. Because I noticed when playing Fire Emblem GBA that I didn't even know that there was a way to sort of use the relationships of your characters to sort of not only like, you know more about the lore, but also to make it easier for you to battle throughout the maps of Fire Emblem. It's gonna get hard, not gonna lie, especially if you're playing through normal mode, wherein if a character dies once, that character won't appear again in subsequent levels. I just noticed there was a knock on my door. Although it's really like 12 o'clock in my time, I don't think anyone's awake. But yeah, the freaking partner system wasn't really that obvious. It's because of how the user interface of old Fire Emblem was. It didn't really made it obvious that you can upgrade your stats by having this character be near a character in the battlefield. And it was only through Awakening that, through like a heart that appears on top of your character whenever you battle with them, with a partner by your side, that you actually understand, oh, there's actually something happening behind the algorithm of this game that makes it so that you're actually getting some stats up as you battle with a certain partner on the battlefield. Get what I'm saying? It's like it's just a mere change in how everything was laid out in front of you, that you actually understood what is happening behind the scenes. Overall, like it. Now that I'm looking at this game, I think I want to play this game once more, but this time with a female protagonist in mind, because I've seen some people play as female Robin, and there seems to be a sort of little change in the way the story is told that really makes a whole lot of difference. So I might have to do that at some point. The game play was also great, with maps feel easy to navigate, and a partner system that can make you really OP if you really wanted to. What was my partner? What were my pairings of this when I first played Fire Emblem? My Chrom and Sumiya pairing can blitz through so many enemies and cover so much of the map in one turn. And while it doesn't feel like the game is that challenging, it is satisfying to see yet so many enemies in one fell swoop. It does. I guess it's like my one complaint in terms of the entirety of the Fire Emblem franchise, and it's just the whole planning phase before each map. Because if you haven't played a Fire Emblem game before, you sort of get to choose the people that will be laid out in the battlefield for you before each level, and that process can take like so much of your time that it sometimes like demotivates you from playing the next level just because of how much planning it takes for each level before you can actually play the level itself. Like I feel like the most challenging aspect of Fire Emblem is just that planning process before starting a map, which is very tedious when you rack up so many items, so many party members, and so many pairings that you have to consider to make all of this work for your team so that they don't get killed as you progress throughout the game. Which, by the way, if you haven't played a Fire Emblem Fire Emblem game before, if your partner, if a person in your party dies, they do not respawn in subsequent levels. If you're playing in normal mode, in easy mode, you're fine. But if you want the true Fire Emblem experience, you gotta play it through the normal mode. But again, the easy mode is there for you noobs out there, I guess. Have planning phase that we have go through before each map. You consider which members and items you should lay out in the battlefield. And by the way, guys, if you're for the noobs out there again, Fire Emblem is a turn-based, I guess technically a turn-based combat game. So nothing really real-time that we have to really consider, but you know, if you're not into those kinds of games where you have to wait for your opponent's turn before you have to move, it's probably not gonna be the game for you. But I suggest you go to this sort of game for, you know, if you want to feel like you're acting smart, because it does feel like a game of chess most of the time. And if you're playing anything that's post-awakening, you're mostly bound to find some stories that are great to watch, to see as a gamer, unless you're playing Fire Emblem Fates, I guess. Let's see. Woo. That is just your standard FE gameplay loop for you. If you want a game with a great story and a satisfying great story, awesome characters, and a satisfying game to do. This is one that you should consider. More so in best P that get through. You know, it kind of reminds me of this one time I was playing Fire Emblem Awakening, and it was this map wherein there's just constant respawning of enemies in one turn. Like, they're appearing all left and right, and all I had was like Chrom and Sumiya hiding in the trees in the map. And there were all these enemies coming left and right, and freaking Sumiya and Chrom were like dodging all of these freaking attacks from all of them and just killing them one by one. It was so fun to see that come into play, and it's, I guess, the reason why I freaking love Fire Emblem Awakening. Just to find out what's the best build to use so that you can get through so many enemies in one turn. That is the fun of FE Awakening to me. Food. Alright, let me just save this and look at my FE Awakening review here. In terms of FE mains, that doesn't feel like a threat when you consider the fact that it's supposed to be the final game in the franchise. The gameplay was so great, and it feel easy to navigate in the parts. Make you really OP if you really wanted to. Cons me apparent can blitz through so many enemies and cover so much of the map in one turn. Well, it doesn't feel like the game that. Well, it doesn't feel like the game is that challenging. It doesn't feel like the game is that challenging. It is satisfying to get so many enemies in one fell swoop. The fun is more so in finding out the best OP pairing that can get through a vast horde of enemies. It does have a tedious planning phase that you have to go through before each map where you consider which other that you should play out in the battlefield, but that is just your standard FE gameplay loop for you. If you want a game with a great story, awesome characters, and a satisfying gameplay loop is one you should consider. Okay. Okay, that's my review of FE Awakening. I haven't reviewed an anime here in a while, so let's review I'm gonna just copy this. Let's review review. I don't want to review some generic anime shit like Attack on Titan because, of course, I would say it's a banger. I can review JoJo maybe, but JoJo's like, I don't know if I can put JoJo. Summarize my thoughts on JoJo into one review because of just how different each part can get. We can maybe review. I don't know. I'm being a little bit of a toss between Mochi or Call Me Can Communicate. Yeah. Or I can review Uzumaki. Although I haven't watched the anime yet. Not because I haven't gotten into it, because I know what I'm getting into if I watch Uzumaki. I have read the manga though, Uzumaki. It's just that, and I know that once I get into the once I get into the anime adaptation, I would be thinking, oh, the first episode is great, but the last 3 episodes was just a freaking ass, because that's what the reviews say. And I've also seen the screenshots of the last 3 episodes of Uzumaki, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And also I think to myself, you know, even if I haven't seen anything about the Uzumaki, the anime series, the fact that it's only 4 episodes really makes me think that they didn't really cover everything that Uzumaki, the manga, covers, because Uzumaki is, I think, a 3-volume story, right? Because I remember, like, I definitely have the book Uzumaki with me, and it had like it was split into 3 sections, which makes you think that maybe the original publication of Uzumaki was sort of split into 3 volumes as well. But you know, regardless of that, it really made me think about how dense Uzumaki is and how little Uzumaki the anime is. And it's very little, I must say. So that's why I'm not gonna watch Uzumaki the anime adaptation unless I really want to hate on Juji Ito right now, which I don't want to. Kind of want to make a review of. Maybe I can review. I'll review. Sure, I'll review Komi. I'll just review Komi. Why not? I need a trash show to. I mean, I guess it's. Yeah, I think this is a trash show in my opinion. Okay, here we go. We're doing this, guys. Control C, Control V. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Okay, copy image link. Wait, no, it's not. What the frick happened here? Oh my god, again? Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of this. Oh, wait. There it is. Okay. Alright, let's we're making a review of Komi Can Communicate. I don't know if I'm a horrible person when I'm about to say this, but I think Komi just feels too much of an exaggerated character to be considered a real person, and I don't know if that's real or not, if what I'm saying is true or not, but I feel like Komi doesn't feel like a real person to me, and that's coming from a person that is as socially awkward as Komi, because, you know, I also have trouble connecting with people sometimes. But yeah, it might be person when I say this, but I don't. But Komi does not feel like a real person to me. Although it's been a long time since I've watched this show, but I can remember that I don't really. I sometimes find Komi to be annoying sometimes. I mean, I don't know. Or I guess, I don't know, it just feels like Komi doesn't Alright. Let me try to think about what I'll say here. Sure, she can be socially awkward, but I never met a person that struggles to even utter a word. I definitely need to rewatch the show. I think I cannot give a proper review of this one little show. You know what? Instead, I think I need to just switch. I'm gonna switch the tone here. Instead, maybe review Bocce the Rock, because I think this is the better Komi in my opinion. It's because it's a much more realistic take on the awkward shy girl trope. In terms of you know, Komi and this. So I'm gonna just freaking put this here. Let me just quickly do this. Control S. Bocce the Rock. And it's also like a show I've recently watched, so I can properly give a review of this maybe. Okay, I'm gonna erase this. When making this review, I had to a new section for this review. I had to this review page. I had self whether I should review Bocce or Komi. Similar they both are in terms of handling the shy girl character in their show. And after much debate, I feel like I have more to say say about Bochi. Just because of how relatable she is compared to Komi. Yeah, I don't know if this. I hate to be the guy that's like, oh my god, she's like me for real. But yeah, that's definitely what Bochi is, I guess. She sort of has, I mean, I guess in terms of anime logic, she does feel like the more real depiction of what being a awkward teenager would be like. I'm trying to figure out if I have any bad things to say about this show. I don't really have anything bad to say about Bochi. It's just, I mean, I guess the reason why I'm trying to find something negative about this is because it's not the kind of genre that I would really think highly about. It's just your, you know, it's just your slice of life. Is it slice of life Yuri anime with some music bands to top it all off. Nothing really, you know, epic happens like, you know, with your shonen and shit. But what it does try to do, it does really great. Not gonna lie. It's just a really good show about a girl trying to how do I say this? It's just a good show about a girl trying to overcome her fear of trying to socialize with other people. Which is relatable. I guess relatable to me, I guess. So yeah. Surprisingly, I don't have anything bad to say about this show. It has some great animation. Especially like every time like Bochi overreacts over some shit. Like if someone like touches her or something, she freaking starts like glitching out like some person in the Matrix or something, which I find pretty funny. I guess my only criticism to it is that it didn't really feel like the season ended at a great way. I mean, it's not as bad as say Samurai Jack, wherein it feels like its ending isn't earned. It's just that it just feels like a very mediocre ending, wherein yeah, the band is still here. The band is still playing their shit. Bochi is still awkward, and all of this will be solved in the next season. And it's like, okay, so yeah, it just ended with Bochi, which I know it's just you know, it's just your standard teasing of what's to come next. I guess not really that. It's just, you know, it's just very fun. It's just a very fine little show. And if you are an awkward person, you may find some relatable shit to see in this one show called Bocchi the Rock. Although I guess the one thing you cannot really be related to when you compare yourself to Bochi is the fact that she... I forgot that Bochi had like a freaking YouTube channel. That's like a huge following for some reason. Which I really for some reason forgot about already. But yeah, around people. wants. To be with the others. And she tries to express / improve on her weakness by playing what she wants, which is music. I guess also the other reason why I think Bochi is more relatable compared to Komi is because we really only experienced a little bit about her, because it's only like 12 episodes for Bochi to rock, while Komi has like 26 episodes, and it doesn't feel like her character development is really improving compared to Bochi. So yeah. Okay, let me try. I'm trying to figure out what else I can say here. Nice to meet you. Through a long series of events that we will be able to see character development in Bochi. Other than that, animation was so creative for the show. Different art styles, some uses of 3D in its scenes. I still remember that one scene of Bochi a pre-rendered model, pre-rendered 3D model smashing through a pile of cubes with physics. Properties. Really nailed the comedy for me. It's not to say that it was the funniest show, but I am always surprised by what they will try to do to elevate a punchline. Like music is also very good. And I find it fulfilling to have a music band anime with actual music. Alright, there we go. Let me just save that. I have more to say. I feel like I have more to say. I feel like I have more to say. I feel like I have more to say about Bochi just because I'm not really Bochi. Takes time. Terms of the Realm anime, yeah. I have to indicate here that this is, I'm sort of saying that she is relatable, but then again, this is still anime, guys, wherein things has to be over exaggerated and shit. And yeah, Bochi still has those scenes wherein you're questioning, wait, I don't think people can be that socially awkward. But you know, it still feels like the show is rooted in reality compared to Comey, when the awkward girl is, you know, the awkward girl in Comey was shy to a point that she couldn't speak, like literally cannot utter a single word in front of anyone. But also, she is the most popular girl in said school just because she's cute and all. And I'm like, I don't know. That feels like a stretch for me, I guess. I mean, anime can be as weird as it can be, but I feel like that's going way too far, I guess, in terms of how far you can stretch this awkward character trope in your story. So that's why I'm not gonna review Comey, or at least until I maybe rewatch the show, and maybe I'll have a different perspective about about the show if Comey can communicate. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this table row. Okay. All right, so far we've reviewed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of media. Okay, let's do one more, then we can call it a day because it's already getting too late for me here. Frick, I should have reviewed Orb. Oh wait, no, but Orb is still ongoing, so I can't really give a full review of that either. But if you guys haven't watched Orb yet, I suggest you do. I won't spoil what happens in that show yet, because it's still an ongoing series on Netflix, so if you want to go watch it, it's called Orb on the Movements of the Earth. It's a pretty good anime to watch on your downtime if you haven't seen it yet. What else? What else can I put on this list? Okay, let's watch. Let's put a okay. This has gotta be like the most weirdest thing to put on this list, but let's talk about Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart in this list. This is I forgot, but it's a French animated movie released, I think in 2013. Wow, 2013, really? Okay, a French anime movie released in 2013, and it's about this one boy who was once given as a baby to this old couple during one winter night, and when they already received him, he had like a broken heart. So a way for them to fix this little child, I kid you not, was to replace his heart with a cuckoo clock heart.
hence why the name is called Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart. Let me just quickly make a review for this. Control C, Control V. Beep 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 beep. Okay, Control V. Okay, let me just see this. There we go. Whew. Alright, so Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart is a French film made in 2013. So, okay, going back to where I last left off with this freaking film. So the boy had this Cuckoo Clock Heart, and by the time Jack grows up, the old ladies who adopted him told him that, hey Jack, you're gonna be pretty fine with that clock heart. Just don't fall in love with anyone, or else the clock heart will freaking go bonkers on you and you'll die. But then one day freaking Jack was just strolling through this little steampunk city, which I guess is like the highlight of this film. The fact that this has the most weirdest setting, in my opinion, but in a good way, I guess. So Jack goes to this freaking steampunk looking city, and he stumbled upon I forgot her name already. God damn it. This girl. And they started singing and shit, and Jack starts falling in love because, of course, that has to be the conflict of this film. He suddenly finds a love interest to take a hold of him. I really forgot what happened. Like he suddenly starts glitching out because of course his clock heart starts freaking going all bonkers when she meets this freaking lady. So she goes back to I forgot what happened. Like, I think the Jack was picked up by the adopted couple and fix him up, and I think he told the couple was like, oh my god, don't do this shit again, or else we won't be able to fix you and shit. But Jack didn't hear any of that shit at all. So Jack was like, oh hey, I heard that this girl was visiting this said school. Can I go to this said school? And the adopted couple didn't really know who this girl was, so they were like, okay, we can go here. But as soon as freaking Jack got to the school, he suddenly realized that the girl, she moved away, and she's now in this carny, I think. God, it's been long since I've watched this film. And all while this is happening, there was this bully who was always bullying Jack throughout the entirety of his life in the school. And then one day, like I think a few years passed, and Jack was like, oh my god, I had enough of this shit. I'm gonna go ahead and freaking find this girl. So he takes a train ride. I already forgot how he tried to find this girl, but I remember that on his journey to find this girl, he stumbles upon a train that that's gonna take her to the girl. But as as he was going through this train, he stumbles upon Jack the Ripper himself. Which isn't like a, a metaphor or anything. Like, it's actually Jack the Ripper, the murderer of the 18th century. They actually, the movie just outright told us, hey, this is Jack the Ripper, and he's now going to kill Jack here. Without any freaking build up to this character or anything. Like Jack the Ripper wasn't even a character in this film, only up until this said scene. And once the scene ended, they never mentioned it again. And it's all just one scene that just really stuck in my mind just because of how out of place it was. But anyway, so what can I say about Jack and the Cuckoo Clock Heart? This is a fever dream. Come to life. I enjoy this film, but for different reasons. It was such a weird watch. It was such a weird watch that I had to ask if it was. Ask myself if it was movie at all. It all centers around a steampunk city, steampunk setting, wherein war exists for some reason. Body parts can be replaced. Old-fashioned ornaments. And the director people can have disproportionate heads. Not detail, have it be on the edge of realism, animated fantasy. Tim Burton film. Not made by Tim Burton.
And there were some creative shots here. Here, as well as some music I still listen to. French music to this day. The plot though can get very messy. But did sell me on the relationship hit me on the feels in terms of the relationship between those two lovers. The Ripper suddenly sub. What's up? How? Person still in school. Has more well, I wouldn't say shock value, but more shock value to it. Being more specific. In terms more shock value than actual how it handled its type of film.
Let me just quickly read this. What I wrote here. Alright. This is a fever dream come to life. I enjoyed this film, but for different reasons. It was such a weird watch that I had to ask myself if it was a real movie at all. It all centers around a steampunk setting wherein Jack the Ripper exists for some reason. Body parts can be replaced with old-fashioned ornaments, and people can have disproportionate heads with enough detail to have it be on the edge of realism and animated fantasy. It feels like a Tim Burton film not made by Tim Burton, and there were some creative shots here as well as some French music I still listen to this day. The plot though can get very messy, like when Jack the Ripper suddenly shows up, or how the bully character can be outright sadistic and horny for a person still in school, but it did hit me on the feels in terms of relationship. In terms of the relationship between two lovers, definitely has more shock value or strange value, if I'm being more specific, than actual good value in terms of how to handle storytelling. But I will definitely remember this as a cult following type of film where people or fans who, vibes can get into it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I would say Jack and the Ku Klux Heart is like. There seems to also be some homages to classic cinema here. Not just, when I say classic cinema, I don't mean like the 70s or 80s types of movies, like the actual classics, black and white cinema. Because I swear I've seen like some videos of a moon having a shape, having a face to it, and it looks like it was made during the early 1920s and shit. And if I could recall, those are like some very iconic scenes in the pre-war era of cinema, pre-World War era of cinema, and there were some homages to it in this film that I find very interesting to see. So if you wanna watch that kind of artsy film, I guess Jack and the Ku Klux Heart is a way to go. But then again, the storytelling, it feels all over the place in my opinion. I don't know if I can relate to this. Yeah, I think it's gonna be it for this freaking stream. Well, these are all the code that I've made, as well as the finishing webpage here. We've reviewed Jack and the Ku Klux Heart, Bochi the Rock, Fire Emblem Awakening, Donkey Kong Country 2, Samurai Jack, 1917, RRR, and Makin. I'll probably review more movies here because I had so much fun doing this. I don't know. I guess I'm in that movie review phase of my life right now. But yeah, I might do another stream of this before I hit the sack for this whole VSC types of streams. As for what my future streams would be for the near future, I'm thinking of maybe doing a Metroid. I'm thinking of doing like a music live stream sometime in the future, because I'm making a Metroid animation, and I find it fitting if I make some original soundtracks for this animated short that is sort of Metroid-esque. Because of course I can't just use soundtracks from Nintendo, because fuck, it's Nintendo, guys. We can't I can't just be reusing, I don't know, Samus's theme or something like that. So we gotta work around these creative these creative laws and make something original, I guess. So that's gonna be about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Now go read a book. Bye bye.